Shedeur Sanders urged to walk back Cleveland commitment as Dillon Gabriel expected to win Browns QB1. Shedeur Sanders' fall in the NFL draft surprised everyone. He slid all the way to the 144th pick before the Cleveland Browns finally called his name on the last day. But instead of sulking, the Colorado kid is already dreaming big, showing some gratitude to his new team. "I'm trying to bring Cleveland to Super Bowl," he said, full of fire. Still, he's not stopping there. Off the field, Shedeur Sanders is focused on lifting spirits, building hope, and connecting with the city's youth. He added, "Off the field, I want to bring more hope and positivity to the city, and connecting with young people is one of the best ways to do that." That's one way to win hearts fast in a new home. But let's be real, the Super Bowl part? That's a tall order. Even former NFLer Keyshawn Johnson thinks so. During a new episode of The Speak, Johnson supported Sanders for everything, be it winning hearts or winning the QB1 role. However, when it comes to the SB win, he seems to walk back on his words. He said, "Yes, the Browns will look absolutely smart. I want to say it loud and clear. I'm back at Shedeur. I don't need people telling me that I'm hating on Shedeur, because that's not the case, but I'll say it again. I don't want him talking about the Super Bowl." Then what should be Shedeur's focus? Instead, the ex-wide receiver wants him to focus in on winning the starting quarterback job. I just wanted to say that loud and clear because over the weekend, people, they came for me. It was like I'm hating on Deion's son, and I'm doing this. I'm like, all I've been doing is supporting him from day one. That might actually be fair, considering Keyshawn Johnson had Sanders back when critics came for him before the draft. Some quarterback coaches reportedly called Sanders brash and arrogant, saying he lacked a professional approach during interviews. But Johnson wasn't buying it. He stood up for the kid, saying, "You get these coaches that are not accustomed to dealing with, or having these conversations with individuals at this position that have a certain snap, crackle, pop to them. They don't walk and talk like the quarterback position." And he's smiling and being himself. They're not used to that. They want him to be something that he's not. So yeah, Johnson's clearly in his corner. But that Super Bowl talk? He's not sold. Not yet. The Browns arguably aren't exactly built for that kind of run right now, and Johnson seems to think Sanders should maybe cool it on that promise for now. Still, when it comes to QB1, Johnson, like plenty of others, believes Shedeur might be the guy. Though some reports hint another name could be in the mix. Will Dillon Gabriel defeat Shedeur Sanders? The Browns have been chasing a quarterback dream since '99, and let's be honest, it's been a painful ride. The Deshaun Watson trade? Yeah, that one stings the most. Gave up the world, paid a fortune, and it's been nothing but chaos. But despite all that mess, somehow they pulled off an 11-6 season last year, riding mostly on that fierce defense. Fast forward to now, the QB room still feels messy. Joe Flacco is back. Kenny Pickett is fighting for a second chance. And then comes the two rookies, Dillon Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders. Sanders got all the media buzz after slipping from a supposed top pick to the 5th round. But listen to the way Kevin Stefanski and Andrew Berry talked Gabriel as their guy. During an interview, the head coach said, "We really felt strongly about Dillon throughout this process. You know, I think he's a really strong, really good prospect. You know, that's not to say that we didn't meet with other quarterbacks that we thought were really talented players and good people. But we felt strongly about Dillon. We think he's an excellent player and felt like he was the most appropriate player to pick for both." No doubt, the young QB, Gabriel, fits the team's offense. He moves well, and he's got that poise they love. Even Flacco had to roll out last year, so movement matters here. But for Sanders? Well, he's talented, no doubt, but he ran for his life in college because that O-line gave him nothing. He didn't move with purpose, he moved to survive. But the Browns praised Gabriel with details. And it's not that Sanders can't shine, but right now, the other QB just feels like the better fit. In Cleveland, fit matters more than flash. Travis Hunter's fiancée Leanna breaks silence with painful admission as she returns to spotlight before wedding Lil Wayne's warning to Shedeur Sanders and Travis Hunter's haters confirmed as Deion Jr. provides proof. Coach Prime's two standout players, Shedeur and Travis, have settled into their respective NFL journeys after a lengthy back-and-forth process. However, their paths have not been easy. Shedeur was surprisingly snubbed during the first 4 rounds of this year's NFL draft. which many consider one of the most unsettling surprises of the event. Fortunately, in the fifth round, the Browns selected the Buffs QB, previously seen as a potential first-round pick in mock drafts, adding him to their quarterback roster. With impressive stats, a strong physique, and an outstanding resume, one might wonder what went wrong for him. Perhaps it stemmed from the backlash he faced during the combine controversy. Travis Hunter, on the other hand, faced criticism related to his personal life. Despite the scrutiny, neither player retaliated against the negativity. Why would they? Music could express that frustration on their behalf. Lil Wayne has shut all the criticism down with a swagger. Shedeur Sanders got to meet a handful of celebrities from other industries, thanks to his superstar career and an elite lineage. Lil Wayne, a five-time Grammy-winning rapper, has been one of those faces he met and never got rid of their essence. In a showdown against Colorado State back in 2023, when Shedeur walked out of the tunnel alongside his team, he came across the legendary artist. This was only the beginning of a silent tale of friendship. No drama, no wailing away of time, just pure support. That's it. That's all. The rapper has an even deeper connection with Travis Hunter. Wayne shouted, "Duval," a nod to Duval County, when Hunter heard his name from the Jaguars. The Colorado star, who has been an indispensable part of Wayne's Young Money sports, received a warm hug from the singer right after getting the call. After everything that has happened, Wayne expressed his anger towards those who have criticized the former Buffs moguls in his rap verses. He began a segment of his live program by directly addressing Shedeur and Travis, dedicating a song to them that served as a voice of protest and a call for no guilt over critics. Deion Sanders Jr. posted the clip and captioned it with, "Yes, sir," to honor Wayne. The song called Steady Mobbin speaks about the nonchalant approach to life, its challenges, and its critics. Try me, and I'll have your people reading eulogies. I swear you can't with me. The lyrics embody the power and the sass Sanders are all about. Fans echoed support in the comments, approving the perfect song choice for the Buffs boys who endured seas and mountains to get where they are today. If Shedeur Sanders could write a song, maybe it would sound like this, and a round of applause from the fans would have descended upon the arena. But since he's not that lyrical, he kept his response to a simple three-word question mark. Shedeur Sanders addressed haters with poise. Shedeur Sanders isn't a stranger to the spotlight and the constant scrutiny, the inevitable byproduct of it. But he has learned the lesson of never letting his spirit down in the face of a storm from his dad. So, Shedeur has faced all the ebbs and flows, keeping his chin up. But during the combine, his confidence came off as arrogance to some teams. Shedeur didn't participate in throws at Indianapolis. He reportedly had a super bold attitude in the interview room as well, and that's where all the controversy stemmed from. While some see it as a sign of a future leader, others perceive it as a threat to any team that will plan to bet a dime on him. The reports suggested an anonymous QB coach tagged Sanders as brash and arrogant during the process. Sanders seems to be fully in control of the hate narrative, but he chose to stay calm and ask a simple question: "How you know?" A very valid query. None of them were present in the interview room. So, it's difficult to be sure of whether it's partially true or just another futile attempt to demolish Coach Prime's legacy on the big stage. You never know.